Hey friends, what's up? Okay, so today is a big day. React Hooks was released. I'm really excited about this. I think a lot of people are really excited. That's probably all you're going to see on Twitter today is stuff about React Hooks, and for good reason. It is amazing. So yesterday I had a live stream. I actually made a new playlist on YouTube. I don't have a short URL for it. But it's called Coding with Kent, and I'm going to get a nice little intro and stuff. I used the dev tips intro, actually by accident, but I'm going to make a new intro for these Coding with Kent things, which are kind of more freeform. I'm not actually looking to teach you something. It's more about I'm going to be working on something, and I have no reason not to just live stream it. May as well. So that's what this is going to be. This is part 2 of updating React testing library. If you watched yesterday, you'll know that I ran into a couple of problems, and I figured out what those problems were, and I'm going to show you those solutions. Let me first check out this really quick. I'll show you the pull request that I created and the what things looked like before and what I did to fix it. So this is what things looked like before. Here's our temp test. We had, let me bump that up just a tad. We had a counter, and we used use effect. And then in here, I fired a click on the button node, and I expected this to be called one, or my effect to be called once. And I was like, no, that shouldn't be that way, because the way that effects happen, they fire after render. But what I didn't realize, I just kind of forgot, was that when you fire event, when we're firing a click event in the button, we're actually calling set state, which is going to force a re-render. So it's going to force this effect to run, and this actually should run twice, because it should run first on the initial mount and then on the re-render. And so that's where my mistake was. And Sunil Pai, the creator of this really nice utility that we're going to be using, he explained that to me, and it was nice of him. And I just realized that there are a couple other comments on here. Yeah, okay, so we're talking about some issues on my issues. Okay, so this is the issue. So it actually has nothing to do with hooks specifically. It has more to do with a new feature in React 16.8 where it will log a warning if you are trying to call a set state or a state updater function, whether that's in a class or in a hook. If you're trying to call that outside of React's batching process. So times that can happen. So React automatically batches all events. So that's not going to happen when you like click on buttons and stuff. But inside of an effect, actually, I think inside an effect would be okay. But like as an asynchronous callback, or if you, another thing is the use effects don't actually run until the end of the batch process. And so basically this act utility that React is exposing allows you to say, I want you to do all of this stuff, and when this stuff is done, I want you to run all of my effects and everything. So yeah, anyway, that's you can read more about that, but this is the warning that we're going to help people avoid if they're using React testing library. So I actually already fixed some of it, and I'll just show you what I did really quick. So I've got this temp thing. I made a change. I just made it totally useless. All it does is the effect thing. It just uses a jest function as a callback. And then it just renders, and we expect it to be called one time. And here we'll just go down to temp. I'll rename this test later. So the way that this is working currently, before, was I wasn't using act. And so it was saying, hey, you expected this to be called one time, but it wasn't called. And the reason it wasn't called is because this use effect callback is not going to be called during the render synchronously. It's going to be called after render, and it could be called who knows when, just whenever React decides that it's okay. So if we wrap this inside of an act function call, then it's going to say, okay, we'll render, and then we'll go and run everything immediately thereafter And so then we make our assertions and everything is hunky-dory magic. So this doesn't work totally because act may or may not be supported by the React DOM that our users have installed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make act.js. We're going to import act from React DOM test utils, and then we're going to make our own our RTL act, and it doesn't take any arguments or anything, but you know what, just to be safe, we'll kind of wrap it entirely, just make our own proxy for it. So we're going to say, let's see, const, here we'll say as React act. So act is going to equal React act or nothing, an empty thing that returns nothing. And wait, what? Is that not an arrow function? So ESLint doesn't like this. Okay. Noop. We'll say const noop equals. I'm not sure why ESLint didn't like that, but there you go. I don't really care. So we're going to return a call to act with all the args. And actually, yeah, of course, act does take an argument. It takes the callback function. So we'll just forward all the arguments, and then we'll export RTL act. Okay, or we'll export. Oh, we'll just do default. Okay, sweet. So now I can import RTL act. Well, act from act. Sweet. And we'll put that down. All right, so it's still working, and I'm not actually going to set up a weird test system thing so that I can test what happens if oh goodness gracious, let's just do it really quick. No act.js. So we're going to import we'll import act from act, and then we'll do a jest.mock React DOM test utils, and this is going to just not return anything. We'll just have it be an empty object. And then we'll test act works even when there is no act from test utils. And we'll just say expect act not to row. Yeah. Okay. And here, let's act. Oh, React. That matches. Okay. Act.js. There we go. Sweet. Okay. Good. We're in a pretty good spot. It just occurred to me that I need to make sure that I'm using the correct version of React. So we're going to say yarn add as a dev dependency React at 16.8.0 and React DOM at 16.8.0. Get that updated properly, and sweet. Now we're all squared away on the latest version of React. And in fact, I'm going to use a version range because I don't know, seems like a good idea. Okay, sweet. So now we've covered ourselves for this OR operation, so we should have full coverage on that, which is fine. That's as much as I care about that. So now we can use act around everything and not worry about. Oh, you know what? That no op, that should. Okay, I need to improve this test a little bit. So not only should it not throw, but it should also call the callback that it's given. So we're going to say const function is just function. Here, we'll actually call this callback. We'll give act and expect, you know what, and this is dumb. If it throws, then it'll fail the test anyway. So expect the callback to be, or to have been called times once And yeah, expect to have been called with nothing. Okay, it was called 0 times. Aha. See? Callback calls the callback. And actually, it'll return whatever the callback's called with. So, sweet. All right. Nice. Yeah, good stuff. So now that one, I feel a lot better about that. So now we can use act anywhere that we need to, and it's not a big deal. Okay, sweet. So one other test that we need to make sure of is that actually it's basically the same thing, except when we, let's see. No, we should already. So React will already batch updates of the events that we fire. So if we fire an event, we actually shouldn't have to wrap we don't have to wrap the fire event with an act, except in one particular case, which I'm struggling to remember. I think that Sunil mentioned it. Doesn't flush the effects early by default, hence the need to wrap. Okay, so let's do the same thing, except this time, actually, I'll just copy my code from this thing. File. And we'll just copy this. I'll rename all this stuff later. We'll get our fire event. And here, I'm going to switch this over to just temp. We'll get fire event, and we'll expect this to have been called twice. And it does not get called twice. Sweet. Okay. Good, good. So it should be called, actually, you know what? We should do effect callback dot mock clear. And then we'll just expect it to be called once, so that we're very clear. It's called once here, we clear it, and then after we do this fire event, then it should be called again. Yep. And actually, I don't really care about making that assertion, but I'll make it anyway. Okay, sweet. So let's fix this. So yesterday I mentioned that what React testing library does is it pulls in fire event from DOM testing library. Let's get rid of all this stuff for now. And then it actually manipulates fire event to support a couple of different things that React needs. Like mouse enter is actually mouse over, and mouse leave is actually mouse out. Or it creates those events and we just assign it to those. And then select is kind of unique. React does weird things with that. So that's what those things do. And then we just re-export everything from DOM testing library. So when you import fire event from either DOM testing library or React testing library, you're going to get these manipulations. I don't like that a whole lot. I never really like that. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to do as DOM fire event, or we'll say DTL, as DTL fire event. And then we're going to make our own fire event object, fire event equals DTL fire event, equals an empty object. And then we're going to iterate through all the keys and copy those functions over from fire event to DTL fire event and export that instead. So we'll export fire event, which is going to override everything, or override the fire event from DOM testing library. And then people can still import fire event from DOM testing library, and they won't get our alterations. Or if they want the React specific stuff, then they can import it from React testing library. So that just gives them a little bit more power. Okay, so one thing though is actually fire event from DOM testing library is actually not an object, it's a function. So we're going to make this a function. Function fire event args and it's going to return a call to act, which will, let's see, actually, we got to return the return value. So we're going to say let return value, and then return value equals DTL fire event with all the args, and then we'll return the return value. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I think that'll work. Let me just check out something really quick. DOM testing library dist events. Just want to look at how this is implemented again really quick. So we've got fire event takes the element, and then we have object keys for the event map for each key. We're going to take fire event at that key. It's going to do a whole bunch of stuff. I feel like lots of this logic should actually be inside of the fire event function. Oh, maybe not. Okay. But in any case, it's going to, in turn, it will call fire event with the node and event. So I think, okay, that gives me an idea of how we could implement this in a way that is most optimal. So I'm going to say object.keys of fire event. And for each, we'll take the key here. Yeah. I was about to switch it to object.entries, but I've just been reminded of the million times that people tried to use node 4 or something and doesn't support object.entries. I don't know if node 4 supports entries. Anyway, I just remember using object entries. Somebody doesn't support it in there. And like millions of other things will break, but that's the first thing that breaks, and so they blame it on this. So I'm just going to use object.keys, and then we'll get the value from fire event at the key. Okay, so the value is actually going to be the function, and it just occurred to me that I actually do want the value. This is the value. It's that function. It has all this logic. So I actually want to call that that function within an act. So, but we're gonna basically do the same thing. Put this in here, and DTL fire event. Oh, this needs to be DTL fire event, not fire event. DTL fire event is the one that we're making copies of. And this actually will be fire event at that key equals args, and then all of that stuff, and then it'll be fire event at that key. We'll just get rid of the value. And yeah, I think that'll do it. And then we can make our alterations on top of that. Yeah, I think that should work. Tests are passing. Great. This is why we write tests first. Yeah. When things are as obvious as this is for what we want to have happen, test first, it's a wonderful thing. I think that's actually all that I need to do. This is technically sort of could be construed as a breaking change, because if somebody were importing React testing library and then fire event from DOM testing library and expecting to be able to use it like that, then that could break some things. But that was not the documented way to use fire event, and I kind of, I don't know, we're not in a, yeah. It just doesn't make sense to push a breaking change for something where somebody wasn't supposed to be using it that way. I don't know. Bug fixes are breaking changes because maybe somebody was relying on the bug. And I'm considering this that same scenario. Okay, cool. So I think that's it. Now I just need to document this. I need to rename this file now. So let's quit that and we'll rename this. Oops. This is going to be act s, or yeah, we'll just do act. Act or render calls use effect immediately. And fire event triggers use effect calls. Yep, that's good enough for me. Okay, I think we're set. I feel a sneeze coming on. 1 second. It might come back. Okay. Great. I'm feeling pretty good about this. So let me just get rid of all that stuff. Here, we'll get rid of events. The documentation for all this stuff is not in the README. It's in another site. So I'm going to go and make an update to that. But I'm pretty sure we should be all set here. Let me just make sure that our little example we have here is still good. I'm going to change this, actually. People shouldn't be using strings. They should be using regexes that ignore the case, except for get by test ID. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Test examples, React hooks. Oh, that's right. Sweet. We've got that. Example. That's good. Okay. I think we're good to go. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we should be set. I'm actually really happy with this. Let me commit all the things. Here, git log. And I'm going to git commit stuff, no verify. And we're going to git rebase interactive all the way back here, and we'll squash all those into a single commit. And here we'll just say feature act support React test utils act. This also removes flush effects, which is no longer necessary. Okay, cool. So then let's push and force that. We're on a PR. Oh, thank you. Somebody just asked me if I'm going to expose act. I am going to expose act. It will not be documented. Well, yes, it will. It will be documented. So thank you for reminding me of that. We'll expose act, and we will document that. Git amend. I have an alias that will just take everything that I have, all the changes, and add that to my latest commit. Except I need to add stuff. Whew. Good thing I checked my status. I did not add those files that I just created. So there we go. Now we'll push force, do this branch, and we'll go to my pull requests. We'll look in here, and yeah, we've got one commit. Here are our files. Let's just review this. Looks like Prettier decided to format some things differently, which is fine. I'll just view that file really quick to make sure it doesn't look weird. Yep, looks fine. Look at all those people. Isn't that cool? You realize we have 64 people who have contributed to this project in various capacities. Thank you, all these great people. Okay, sweet. And we're updating this stuff. Our act is together. You know what? I'm actually going to update the test to not pull it from the act file, but from the index. So let me go back here with no act, and we'll pull this from here. Yeah, there we go. And it'll run my tests again to make sure that we're not breaking anything. Sweet. That's better. Why a goat? So to be perfectly honest, as I was in recent years, I've been adding emoji to all of my projects just for fun. And as I was making React testing library, I was kind of in the mood for animals. So I just went down to animals, and I was looking around, and yeah, chicken. No, I don't want a chicken. Yeah, oh, a goat. I don't know. That's literally how it went. So there was no real thought behind it. I know that might be a little disappointing to some people, but that's the way it was. Maybe I should document this file a little bit. Act is supported. Actually, you know what? One thing I need to make sure is that the build will successfully run. Yeah, that I need to, I'll check on that here in a second. It is supported in React DOM at 16.8.0 for, and is only needed for versions higher than that. So we do nothing for versions that don't support Act. Okay, that's good. Let's figure out what this build problem is really quick. We've got our dist, and here, let me remove this. Those might just be warnings, and it might be fine to just leave the warnings as they are. These are UMD warnings anyway. I care a little bit less about UMD. Okay, so we've got a UMD here, and fire event. So it looks like we're bundling all of DOM testing library in here, which I don't think is what I want. So what I don't know if that's what is actually currently happening either. I don't really care too much about the UMD build. Maybe I should, but yeah, it looks like we were already bundling DOM testing library in here. Yep, there it is. So yeah, I'll just keep doing that and not worry about it. Okay. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, we've got all that DOM testing library stuff. I'm mostly interested here. Let's find out really quick. I'll just paste this. Okay, yeah, whatever. That off. Okay, yes. Playthrough, please. Okay. Oh, I've got a breakpoint on here. Breakpoint. On breakpoints. Remove that breakpoint. That was from a dev tip a while back, and I just never took that breakpoint off. Okay, I'm gonna paste the whole thing in here. Whoa! Cannot read property active undefined. That's unfortunate. It means that I need to have the UMD of React and React DOM loaded first. So let's refresh this. We're gonna do some weird stuff here. So we want unpackage React DOM, and we'll go to UMD and the UMD for React DOM, and we'll get the development UMD. Come on, React. Unpackage has been slow for me recently. Has it been slow for anybody else? It's been kind of weird. Okay, so we can't do React DOM first. Come on, React. What's going on here? UMD. Come on. Oh, somebody just mentioned that Noop is not Noop anymore. Good point. Let me fix that. What do you call this? I feel like this has a name. I wonder if actually we can get rid of that entirely and now just do this. No, I wonder if I need to wrap that in there. There we go. That's better. I like that better anyway. Okay. There we go. So now we're gonna go back here. We'll paste in all of React. Woo! That just feels dangerous. We'll paste in all of React DOM, which is much bigger. and it takes a while to do that, but we've got it now. And then I will go back here, run the build again, just to, I don't know, be doubly certain. My tests and my mocks should not be getting copied over. That's a bug in KCD scripts. And then we're gonna pull the UMD for React testing library, paste that in here, and cannot read property active undefined. Bummer. Let's find out where that was. Okay, and test utils. Ah, yes. Global.testutils. So the UMD is looking for test utils, and it's not. We'd have to, whoever is using the UMD, so we'd either have to bundle test utils with us, or whoever's using the UMD would have to get the UMD for the test utils, which I suppose is possible. Test utils, yep, there it is. So they have to have the test utils loaded onto the page as well. All right, somebody call Michael Jackson and be like, hey, what's up with unpackage? Why is it so slow all of a sudden? Okay, so now I'm gonna refresh. Actually, you know what? We should be able to paste that in and then run this again. No, okay, we're gonna refresh. And we'll do this all over again. So I got my clipboard history. This is React. Do that one. And then this is React, the test utils. Where's the React DOM? Okay, let's go get React DOM. Ah, rats. React DOM development. There we go. Get this one. I probably should have just made like a JS bin or something. I don't know. And then React test utils. Oh, I know what it is. So I need to find out what they're calling the global. They're calling it React test utils. So then I'll say window.react test utils equals window.test utils. Oh, other way around. Test utils. Nope, test utils. There we go. And now if I take this and put it in here, then it should work. Yes, sweet. Okay, so then if I can say React DOM or React testing library dot act, there it is. Ta-da! Callback's not a function. Nice. Very good. Oh, and this is fun. You might not be able to see that very well. Sorry, let me bump that up for you. Whoa. It is going quite slow. My guess is that it's not buffering things quite nicely. So it had all of React in the buffer and stuff. Okay, so anyway, now, what did I just paste? No, I didn't want to paste that. Yeah, so here you get a then, and you're like, oh, is this a promise-based API? So then you're like, okay, let's then do something. Do not add await or treat it as a promise. It's not a promise. Kind of cool. That was nice. Thank you, Sunil. Okay, so right now, what I need to do is get this test utils to be React DOM test utils for that to work properly. And I'm pretty sure, unless I changed something or forgot something, KCD scripts actually supports this via a command line flag. So let me see. This is not documented. KCD scripts is not very well documented at all because it's for me. So in the rollup config, if we look at globals, so default globals, so we're either going to use, build globals, environment variable. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't really like this, to be honest. But it is what it is. So let's do this build globals thing. KCD scripts just forwards things on to rollup CLI. And so if we go to, I'm not even going to worry about this. That's just silly. So if you're using the UMD, you're going to have to do something special. And I'm not going to document it until somebody complains because I'm pretty sure nobody's using the UMD. Okay, cool. We're good. Let me just double check that I'm not missing anything. Somebody made fried chicken and somebody made a tuna sandwich to celebrate Hooks getting released. Aha. I think tuna sandwich wins there because, you know, Hook catch the tuna. Okay. Working software is more important than comprehensive documentation. Yeah, I like that. I think documentation is also important, but I don't want to document things that I don't want people to use. So I think about that too. Okay, cool. So let's just take a look at this diff really quick. I'm going to self-merge it because I want to get this done before I do a bunch of hooks-related stuff on my dev tips today. So yeah, README was updated slightly. The package.json was updated. Yeah, nice. Act is, yeah, those tests are fine. No act is good. We get rid of flush effects. The test hook was just renamed because Git is funny. We've got our little compatibility thing. Maybe this should be called act compat. I don't care. And then we're changing this slightly where we alias DTL fire event and we just basically copy it. And we got rid of flush effects. We run, oh, you know what? We should run Hydrate inside of an act too. I honestly don't know whether that's totally necessary, but oh, and we need to do, oh, okay, no, we have a couple other things that we need to do. Ooh, good. Close call. So while I'm actually here, I'm going to rename this to act compat just because compat, and we'll do no act is, yeah, actually we're all good. Okay, so let me just git add and git amend, no verify because everything's working, it's fine. Okay, so then in our act test, we need to test re-renders. So test calls to re-render will run use effects. Okay, sweet. So basically it's going to be the same as this with a couple small changes. So I'm going to not care about this. Effect callback mock clear. And then we're going to call re-render. And it should be called one time. Yep, that should work. Aha, good. See, you always want to make sure that you can make the test fail first, because if you don't, then you might be doing things wrong. So re-render, it's going to call render. And that should be happening inside of an act. Act. We want to do just act. P-act.js. There we go. And no act, goodness. Okay. We'll do act .js. Right? There we go. Okay. So it was called 0 times, but we're getting act called several times. So let's do re-rendering and then act. Huh. Let's just make sure. Oh, aha. I forgot. It doesn't re-render the component, it re-renders whatever you pass it. And if it just happens to be the same element that or component, it doesn't have to be the same instance of the React element, because that's never what it is. But it does have to be the same component. Okay, cool. And as it turns out, the reason that it just still works is because we're just recalling render, which will go into that this again. So we might not need that test. That's probably fine. Let me think how to test hydrate. I'm pretty sure we've got a, yeah, here we go. Hydrate will not update props until next render. I did not write this. I don't know. But let's just try. I'm going to get rid of this test. Calls to hydrate will run effects, I guess. I don't know. Is that what it's supposed to do? Yeah. Okay. So let's try this now. Act. And that fixes it. Okay, cool. I guess there's that. Somebody just asked, is there a hooks lint rule for TSLint? I don't know. And here's a tip. The TypeScript team is investing in ESLint. So TSLint can go away. I mean, maybe not today. It can do a lot of things ESLint can't, but the future is ESLint. Just a fun tip for you. Okay, cool. I'm glad that I got that fixed. I don't think that there's anything else, so let's go ahead and add and amend and push and try that again. Force. That won't work, and that one will. Boom. Okay, refresh. Let's continue our review. So act compat, we've got act and act. And our fire event. Maybe I should just document that really quick too. React testing libraries version of fire event will call testing libraries version of fire effect wrapped inside an act all, so that when all callbacks have been all event callbacks have been called, the resulting effect use effect callbacks will also be called. Yep, glad we're doing that. Okay, cool. And I just added comments, so I don't care about the get hook. And we'll refresh, and it should be there now. Sweet. And then we're exporting fire event and act. Oh, let's add that to the typings. Index.t.ts. Okay. Simply calls React DOM test utils.act if available. If that's not available, older version of React, then it simply calls the given callback immediately. Okay, export function act doesn't return anything. It accepts a callback. That should also not return anything. Yep, that's what it does. Okay. And I don't think we have any tests for our TypeScript defs. So yeah. And refresh. Sweet, there it is. Okay, I'm feeling super great about this. I'd like to see some thumbs up in the comments. If anybody thinks that I need to do anything else, then let me know really quick, but I'm going to merge this. Fire effect, fire event. Oh, thank you. Fire effect. Where was that? fire effect. Aha, thank you. Event. Get command no verify push force. Thank you. Okay, other than that, any other thumbs up, thumbs down? Should I merge this? Should I merge it? Should I merge this? Come on. I know you're all like 15 seconds behind me, so you're all like, thumbs up, come on, man. Thumbs up. All right, sweet. I got one. So, yeah. Let me make sure. I don't think I have an issue tracking this, but maybe I do. For ES5. I don't think I'm going to do that. Yeah, because this run, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. Oh, maybe I'll do it. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, yeah, so I don't think we have any associated issues to close, so we're going to confirm squash and merge. There we go. Delete branch. And, oh, actually, this does not ship it right now. It actually just that merged into the next branch. So that gets Donovan's cool test hook utility and the act thing. We can see here's Donovan's React hooks. I'm actually gonna let's check out next get pull, get reset. Okay, get fetch origin, get reset hard origin. I can't read that. Thank you, VS Code. Please get that stuff out of my face. Okay. Get rebase, no, or abort. Get reset hard origin next. Okay. Cool. So now with that, I'm going to go to the examples here under React hooks and add a big comment at the top here. This is the recommended way to test reusable custom React hooks. It is not, however, recommended to use the test hook utility to test custom or to test single use custom hooks. Typically, those are better tested by testing the component that is using it. Okay. Sweet. There we go. Just want to get that in there. Git commit docs add comment to React example. All right, sweet. Push that. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do another thing. For most of the examples, we don't need an extra file, and I don't think we need an extra file for this one. So I'm going to go back here. Well, heck with it. That's fine. I don't care. Okay, so then we're updating that. We added React. Fun fact, until this pull request, React testing library did not depend on React directly. It did not have a pure dependency on React. Just React DOM. It didn't actually use React anywhere in the library source code. It used React in the tests, but not in the source code. Kind of cool. But no, today we are now using React in the source code, I think. Let me just check that really quick. Yeah, we're using React, right? Where is React being used? I don't know. Actually, maybe we're not. React. Oh, React DOM. Ah, we're still not using React. That's cool. Yeah, because we're not using it here either. So let's go back here. I mean, people are going to need to have React installed, but we don't require it. You don't have to have React installed. I don't care. Git commit chore here, dependencies, remove React. We do not use it in the source code, so it should not be listed as a peer dependency. Okay, push. What? Okay, okay. Oh, are we using JSX? Oh, there it is. It's for the test hook. Yes, very good. Okay, going back. Git reset hard. Whew. All right, there we go. See, that's what happens when you don't look carefully enough. Thank you, ESLint. Hooray! See ya, Anthony. He just said he's got to bounce. Okay, cool. So we've got our act together. We've got no act. Yep, good. I feel super great about this. So let's release this thing. Release React hooks support, or yeah, React hook or test hook and act support. Okay, so what are the changes being made? Normally I just copy this. Why are they necessary? Because React 16.8.0 was released. Hooray. The individual PRs associated to this next branch for more info. I'll just move that comment right here. And checklist documentation will happen in the docs, on the docs site. Tests are done, it's ready to merge. And NA already on there. Okay, cool. Create the pull request. And while I'm waiting for the build to run, because I do want the build to run, I want to show you something I'm really excited about. Reactjs.org. What is it? Blog? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so the blog post right here. It's I actually haven't read it yet. I should probably read it. But yeah, no big rewrites. That's exciting. You can use it today. Hooray! And React Native will support it soon. That's exciting. Testing hooks right here. So they made it a new API called reacttestutils.act. This actually doesn't really have a whole lot to do with test utils. It has more to do with set state. Sorry, it doesn't have to do with hooks. Just more to do with set state. But it ensures, yeah, things are correct. So any updates to your component should be wrapped in an act call and testing library. Oh, you know what we should do? Let's do this. Let's open a pull request to React testing library. Let's find that wherever they're doing that. What? It's got to be in the code somewhere. Oh, that's the wrong GitHub. Let's find the blog, GitHub, blog. Okay, it is Facebook, React.js, or where's the React.js blog? Source code. Docs. There's probably an edit on GitHub or something. Edit this page. There it is. Maybe there's an edit this page. Yeah, right there. Okay. So let me just add a little React testing library. React testing library does, for example, React testing library. Here, let's see. React testing libraries, render, and fire event utilities do this. Okay, there we go. React testing library now supports act. And I'll add a link here. create the pull request. It will short the very shortly. Okay, cool. So here's the part that I wanted to show you. The React team is recommending, endorsing React testing library. Whoa! Super exciting. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. So let's see. Oh no, this is we're not at 100% coverage. What? Okay, try that again. npm run test coverage. No. Wait, what? Coverage should make it run. Okay, CI equals 1. I thought that the coverage flag would make it run with coverage. What in the world? Okay, that's weird. Let me go back to. Oh, that's right. We're not. Let's see. Where's our test? Yeah, it's using that other config. Test update. Huh. Oh, I know what happened there. Gotta forward that flag. There we go. And we're getting a bunch of warnings. That's a total bummer. And we do not have 100% code coverage. Let's figure out what that's all about. Other coverage, or wait, no. Coverage index HTML. Oh, LCov report. Okay, there we go. Let's figure out what's going on here. We are missing, the fire event itself. So let's go in here for events. Wait a second. Oh, that's right. So we just have a couple example event types that we wanted to make sure. And test calling fire event directly works too. So then we can say, const handle event just function, and I don't know, what kind of event can we fire? Let's do quick event. So const container first child button equals render button on click handle event, and then fire event or let's see, on the button with a new event. Boy, I don't know how to make a quick event work. Let's see, do we have a quick event? Quick. We'll do a focus event. No, we'll do those are all inputs. Form button. Here we go. So event thing with the init. We don't need to do any init. Type is used. Element type. Yeah, type is just used for the name. I think. Oh, and then the event name. Okay. Okay, so we just fire. We say new event. Wait. Oh, it's going to create the new event for us. So we just. I'm confused. For each, we've got the event name. Our event name. Okay. I've forgotten how to do all this stuff. Node modules, DOM, testing library, dist, events. Okay. Okay, let's look for click. Here's the default init. There we go. And then fire event, the function by itself. And it's actually a mouse event. Here, I'm going to copy all this stuff. But yeah, so once we get down here, it just takes the event as is, and we create the event with new event with the event name. Okay, cool. There we go. So new event, mouse event with the init. Okay, cool. That should pass and give us the coverage that we need. Yeah, events are hard, and this is why a React testing library exists. Hooray! Okay, so that takes care of that. Let's figure out why we're getting all these warnings. We'll run the tests. Okay, so it's not that one. Maybe it's React hooks. Yeah, that's the one. An update to test hook and let's see what is going on here. We go to, yeah, examples, React hooks. Yeah, that's interesting. What are we going to have to do about that? So the solution would be, or a solution would be to wrap all of these function calls in an act. And I think that is probably going to be the solution. That's going to be the solution for now. So that stinks, but that's the way it is. So we'll say act, excuse me, and then we'll say anywhere that we're doing something, we'll say act. Oops. Somebody is going to come around and say, hey, why don't you just take all of the things from the hook and wrap all the functions with an act? And I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to do that. Because that would just be lead to problems. So we're going to have to find another way. I probably will not use this utility, personally. Probably not. Okay, cool. So then we're going to add git commit test fix s coverage and test hook s. Sorry, Donovan. Here, let me what's Donovan's username? Git log. It doesn't have his GitHub username. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's find it right here in the commits. Sorry, Donovan. This is the best we can do. I think. Okay. Run all the tests and git push. There we go. Now that should make our CI happy. So we refresh here just to get everything fresh. Box add comment, test fix, test coverage, and test hook tests. Sweet. Okay. Let's just preview our little deploy here. Go to our blog right here. Make sure that I think that's good. That looks good to me. Here, let's take a screenshot of it. Here's what the update looks like. Good. Good, good. Okay. Come on now. Coding with Kent. Hello. Okay, see, this is where coding with Kent is a little different from the dev tips because we spend a little bit of time waiting. I haven't really practiced anything. Well, I don't normally practice my dev tips either, but I haven't really thought a whole lot ahead about how I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So sometimes we run into things where we're like, I don't know. There's a typo and the change was made to the React blog. Oh, no. What is the typo? For example, React system libraries, render and fire event utilities do this. I don't see. You made. So what is the typo? I don't see the typo. Yeah, I don't see a typo. Oh, there it is. Like blank. Ha, I found it. Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you for mentioning that to me. Let's go here and make an edit. React testing library. There we go. Fix typo. Okay, thank you for that. Where's that? Oh, there it is. Found a typo, fixed. No way, it's already been deployed? No, come on. Oh, right, it's Netlify. Of course it's already been deployed. It's like crazy fast. Except it'll be deployed at a different URL, I think, probably. Take a couple minutes. Okay, sweet. Hey, this is done. Refresh. Yeah, sweet. Okay, so I'm feeling great about this. Now, give me the thumbs up if you think I should merge this and release it to the world. Thank you, Donovan, for your useful contributions here. README has some updates and whatnot. It's pretty cool. And then we've got our hooks that are wrapped in an act. And we're adding React, our use effect and hydrate staff. Cool. I'm feeling great about it. So I'm going to go ahead and merge it. Hopefully everybody feels cool with this. Squash and merge. This is going to be, oh, actually, whoa, back up. So I automatically release stuff and generate the changelog based off of the commits. And so normally I do a squash and merge and I can rewrite the commit message right here so that it follows the right convention. But because this actually has multiple commits that I want to have in the changelog, specifically mine and Donovan's, and they're all properly formatted. Instead, I'm going to use the frequently or not so frequently used rebase and merge, which does not allow me to edit the commits, but will just line them up after the whatever's on master. So I'll rebase and merge, and all those commits will wind up on master. There it goes! Yeah! Okay, you want to watch it? You want to watch this get released? So let's go my code. We'll go to the build. Here, we'll look at the commits really quick so you can see all those commits were right there. Boom, 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 boom. And that commit is building. So let's go to build history. And there it is. Job received, queued, booting virtual machine. It's like the THX sound effect thing. Except we don't have the cute little like minion or whatever they have doing funny stuff. Okay, sweet. So this should be, come on, it should be deployed by now, right? Worker information, build system information. Actually, while this is going on, let's go to the testing library.com. And we'll go edit docs on GitHub. And let's write out some of these docs. So actually, I'm probably going to want to pull this down so we get prettier and whatnot. So git clone testing library, or actually we want that cd into testing, and go to website, yarn. And yarn start. And we'll go back up here. Go to docs. Go into React testing library, API. Look at, sweet. We'll look at React, read the docs. So we've got introduction, example, and setup. That's still all good. API, that does need to be changed. So we've got render, cleanup, and flush effects. I got to get rid of flush effects. And we'll swap flush effects for act. This is a direct re-export, a light wrapper around React DOM test utils. The React DOM test utils act method. Let's go find the docs for that. And React DOM test details. Hey, I want to watch this happen. Here it goes. Here it goes. It's going. It's going. It's been published. React testing library 5.5.0. React testing library 5.5.0 was just published and supports React's new act test utility out of the box. This means that your tests will work great with use effect without you having to do anything special. It also sets you up for success when concurrent React comes around. I need to goat. Ta-da! Okay, sweet. Yay, that is so happy and exciting. This is ready. Okay, so I guess there's no more deploy, so that's sad, but there we go. Unless they, oh, they did update it. Sweet. The blog. And where is that little spot? React testing. There we go. Updated updated screen, got for the typo fix. This is ready to go. React testing library has been updated. Okay, sweet. Okay, so we want our test utilities, act right here. There you are, very first. Okay, this is a light wrapper around the act function. All it does is call the act function if your version of is, let's see, forward all arguments to the act function if your version of React supports act. Okay, sweet. And we're gonna need to make like some examples and things. Yeah, like this basic example, I'm pretty sure is gonna have some warnings and stuff. Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out. I'm not sure, but this is probably good enough for now. So, add docs. Oh, I literally just pushed it to master, and I should have made a pull request. My bad. Okay, well, whoops. There you go. Okay, so I think that's it. I'm gonna jump off for a second and yeah, let's see. So somebody just asked me, how long can I work at a stretch before I need to take a break? Depends on how invested I am. How long can I do it healthily? Probably no more than like an hour. I should probably take a break after an hour. But yeah, if I'm like super into it, then I can go for a long time. I am going to get back on here in about 25 minutes to do dev tips, to talk all about hooks and a bunch of other things, testing hooks and stuff like that, now that React Testing Library supports it. But yeah, okay, sweet. So what's up? I will see you all in about 25 minutes. I hope you have a nice day, and yeah, we'll see you in a bit. Goodbye.